Okay, let's move on from this story to a different one. A day after pro-Kannada activists vandalized properties of multiple establishments across Bengaluru, the protesters have now set a deadline for the government to release the activists who were arrested yesterday, or they've said, be ready for more massive protests. 15 pro-Kannada activists as we speak have been granted bail amid this massive showdown. Remember, these are KRV activists largely who belong to the group KRV. They went on a rampage that lasted for about 8 kilometers, destroying more than 50 stores. Their main demand was that Kannada signage, or at least 60% Kannada signage, be found on all store fronts. Now, to bring us more context on different reactions on this, we have with us a special guest, former CFO of Infosys, Mohandas Pai, is with us this afternoon. Sir, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here on CNN News 18. Sir, we wanted to hear from you in particular because a tweet that you put out shortly after this incident went viral, and then you actually responded, you pointed out to different lawmakers where you thought their responsibility lied. So one of the things you said was that more confidence building measures need to be done. And I just want to ask you, sir, 50 KRV members, including the president who've been arrested, and 1,000 preventive detentions that have been made. Sir, do you see this as enough in terms of confidence building measures? Do you want to see more?
No, I think that is quite good because 1,000 people being detained, so many people being arrested, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah coming out and saying there's no room for violence, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar saying it's unacceptable, then Home Minister Dr. Parameshwar coming and saying that this is not acceptable. I think that is very strong reaction from the political leaders. I only wish on the day when the rampage is happening, they're sending the police force to stop them. They kept quiet that day. They allowed the roads to be blocked. They kept quiet that day. And that is what has created more fear. Because whenever these mobs come, government should be there on the ground. I mean, police knew they're marching. They've been doing it for some time. They should have taken action. And the people are very upset that action was not taken at the same time. Vandalism was allowed to occur. And I think that is what is worrying. Now they've done it. And I'm happy the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said when they threatened him, they'll bring Karnataka down and all kind of stuff, fight them in the election. He said, let the election come, we'll see. We are very strong leaders. Three of them are very strong leaders. You can't blackmail Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, nor Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar, nor Dr. Parameshwar. They're veterans. They've been in power. They know how to fight political battles, and they will fight it out.
Okay, so I just want to ask you, and let me quickly summarize for our audiences. Essentially what you said is, yes, the action was good, but it should have been done sooner, if I'm summarizing it correctly.
Yes.
But sir, I just want to ask you, in the initial few hours, for example, the Deputy Chief Minister had made a statement in which he'd said that, yes, shops do need to have 60% in Kannada. This is a rule that has existed. And that statement in particular was interpreted as not strong enough, not condemning the protesters to the degree they should be condemned at. So I just want to ask you, every time we've spoken to political experts, they've said that for regional parties and even for parties like the Congress and the BJP that have strong regional leaders, this is a very, very difficult story. Can you tell us, sir, do you see some of that difficulty for these political leaders, that it is a complex picture where it is difficult, especially when you have the KRV, for example, trying to up the heat on them?
Look, you cannot accuse any of the political leaders of any party in Karnataka of not supporting Kannada. You can't accuse them. All of them, whether Congress, BJP or JDS, they always supported Kannada. They always stood by Kannada, even to the point when they were very strong. So I don't think you can accuse them of backing down on Kannada, and people of the state know it. I don't think the people of the state are very worried about this. Yes, there is a strong emotion for Kannada in the heart of every Kannadiga. Even for me, I'm a Kannadiga. I'm born here. I think the regional language should have prominence in every state. If I go to Tamil Nadu, I must learn Tamil. If I must learn Bengali in Bengal, I must learn Gujarati in Gujarat. If I go to France, I must learn French, German. I must do it as a good citizen. And I think it's important when they have a signboard policy, follow the policy. It does not make much difference to you because you have to show respect to the local community, wherever you are. That is a sign of a good citizen. And many people have not been doing it. See, the fact is, we have a very large population of people who come from outside, who've done very well. But many of them make loose comments about Kannada. Many of them tell others, oh, I've been here 15, 20 years. I don't speak one word of Kannada. Why should I speak this? I'm a free citizen of a free country. All that is very good, and that's correct. We're all free citizens of a free country. But wherever you live, You are part of the local community and you must have respect the local language, local customs. And that is a sign of a good citizen. You must mingle with people because, we all are part of the same community. So there is a sense of arrogance among certain set of people, and that hurts others and that builds up over a period of time.
Okay. Sir, can I ask you, the KRV, the group that we're talking about right now, if we just take them as an example, their membership has grown exponentially since the 2000s. So I just want to ask you, do you see the fact that their group, that other groups like this continue to grow? Do you think that there is unaddressed fear there that needs to be addressed in a progressive, proper manner by governments? And if so, how, sir?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We have been through this kind of agitation many times in the past. I don't think they have very large support. They have some support because, you know, they earn their livelihood doing certain things I don't want to talk about. I think most people in Bangalore know what they do. And this is one way of ensuring creating fear so they can carry on the trade of whatever they do by striking fear in the hearts of people, because they like to terrorize people by doing all this. Whatever you do, they're a fringe element who believe in terrorizing people once in a while. They've been doing it for last 20 years. I've been watching them. While they say they protect Kannada, yes, Kannada needs to be protected. Kannada needs to be invested. You can't protect a language by saying signboards. Signboards are important, but you must protect a language by investing in the language. You must create more content. You must put money to translate world's literature and knowledge into Kannada. You must make sure that you encourage Kannada plays, Kannada culture. You must invest hugely. You must invest in classical Kannada. There are a lot of things that have to be done that have not been done. All the political leaders pay lip support to the language. And whenever something like this happens, sometimes they cave in, they allow the violence to happen to show that they're bothered, and then they, come down. But today I'm happy that the Chief Minister Siddhamaya has said very clearly that even if you fight us, we'll fight you back, and that is good news. And we must remember that Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar is a very tough man. He cannot be blackmailed by anybody. He's a very tough man. Everybody knows what he does, how he does, and everything else. And I'm sure as the Minister for Bangalore, he'll protect the citizens of Bangalore.
Okay, so let me ask you one last question. This entire story, when we spoke to our reporters on the ground, one of the things they told us is that everyone knew these protests were going to take place. So when I say everyone, I mean the law enforcement individuals. They knew these protests were going to take place. They knew where they were going to take place. So that question of more preventive action, so far we've addressed the fact that while the protests were happening, in many visuals you can see police standing by. But that other question of preventive action being taken to a much, much larger degree. A, do you think more should have been done there? And B, sir, I just want to ask you, Bangalore's image being dented by incidents like this, because in so many ways, Bangalore is a world-class city today, sir. But its image being dented by events like this. Sir, go ahead.
I totally agree with you. The police of Bangalore have let down the citizens of Bangalore by not taking action. The police were in a position to prevent the violence escalating. They knew where these people were going. They knew what they have done in the past few days. It is not that it happened only one day. It happened earlier too. They were on the Avenue Road abusing people from other states and in the local language. Police knew about it. They should have stepped in. Police did not step in. And quite possibly, some people say in Bangalore, the police were asked to keep quiet. I don't know why. I mean, that's the rumor that is there. But there's very strong, strong rumors going around, and which many people tend to believe. Because how can we not have the police intervening when such a violence takes place openly, when people are beaten up in the streets, when there's vandalism? Police stood by. They very weakly try to prevent them. Police have the necessary arsenal at their feet. I mean, they're well equipped. They know what to do. They got money. They got equipment. They got people. They should have stopped it. That they did not stop it has created fear in the hearts of Bangaloreans and has created fear in the business community that tomorrow something's happened, police will not be there to protect you. They may watch you idly, and they damage the reputation of the Bangalore police. And I'm very sad about it, because in my city, we respected the police. We had some very good police commissioners who have always done this. And I think what happened the first day was terrible. And the political leaders kept quiet. The Home Minister is always in touch with the police. He knew exactly what was happening. He should have called up the police commissioner, told him to stand by the law and ensure the rule of law and no violence. They should have arrested those people immediately who are indulging in violence. I saw a video of one leader going around, using blank ink on the face of one citizen, blackening him, beating him, pushing him to the ground. How can this happen in a civilized place? How can it happen in Bangalore? It has certainly tarnished the brand image of Bangalore, especially when the time when the Deputy Chief Minister is trying to create a brand image for Bangalore bigger than what in the past. That's what he says. And these are set it back. He should have, as the Minister for Bangalore, intervened on the day violence has happened and appealed to people to keep quiet and told the police, please uphold the rule of law. I mean, the failure of the political establishment, the failure of the police has created fear in the hearts of citizens and dented our image. Yes, the next day they've taken strong action, but that is a bit late. We should act when the things are happening. And the fact they stood by, allowed the violence to happen, has really hurt all of us who believe in the government, believe in the police, and there is fear. So they have to take some more steps to ensure that the fear goes away. And for that, we need strong leadership.
Okay. Mr. Pai, thank you for taking out the time to
Thank
speak to CNN News 18. That's Mohandas Pai. He's the Manipal Global Education and he's also the former CFO of Infosys. He's the chairperson of the Manipal Global Education Group. Now, that was him. We asked him his views. He is a true blue Bangalorean, as he just said. Right now, we're going to head into a break. On the other side, we'll return to cover this story and other stories. This is the Breaking News Show on CNN News 18.